back to another YouTube video with Guinea Titan. We're on another World of Tanks Mercenaries game on the airfield map, Standard Battle, and we are in the Tier 8 Polish heavy tank, the 53 TP. And the 53 TP, we're in the second package. We haven't yet unlocked the third package, but I don't think I'll go with the third package. It's the Soviet D25T gun that appears all over the Soviet Tech 3 line and heavy tanks. IS-3 gets it, I think the KV-3 gets it, or the IS gets it actually. The KV-3 gets it. It even turns up at tier 10 as a stock gun on the IS-4, I think. It's a very good gun at tier 7. It's a okay, not great gun at tier 8. It's a terrible gun at tier 10. Very high alpha damage, very poor gun handling. But the gun that's on it is a 105mm gun or 100mm gun, I can't remember now. Hang on. It's a 105mm gun, and it's a superior gun. It's got better gun handling and better penetration. It doesn't have as high an alpha as the next package up. But it's, I would regard it as a better gun in every respect. I would much prefer to use this, so I'm going to probably keep going with this. There's still another gun at the final package, which at least on paper looks superior in every way to the D25T gun, so I'm more likely to try that one out than this one, although there's a lot to be said for this gun because of the high rate of fire and the reliable penetration of the gun. So the other one will be another 122mm gun, the final package, and of course obviously with the bigger gun you're going to have a much longer reload. But at the same time it looks like a very good, or a very high performing gun for the large caliber. And 122mm at tier 8 with 420 alpha damage in the final package. Nothing to be sneezed at. I mean, that's a respectable gun in a tier 10. So it'll be interesting alright to see how it plays out. This tank appears to me so far anyway to be an improvement over the 45 TP. You're getting a better performance in the tank, and noticeably from the get-go from the stock version, so it'd be interesting to see how the final version of this tank, how it plays out with the final version of the gun. So I think you're looking at a steady improvement over the last two tanks at any rate. So again, I don't think there's anything particularly outstanding about it, or anything that's particular characteristic of the tank that really defines it. Like, it just seems to be a solid all-around performing tank. But the thing is, the Polish line is you have to push through at the low tiers some really awful tanks. It starts out like it's not a great tanks, but fun in their own little way. And then the Polish line moves on to some truly awful tanks. Around the 7 TP and the 10 TP, and they're about dreadful tanks. But if you push through them, the line seems to be improving since, and each subsequent tank is better than the one before it. So I'm happy enough with this tank, and I'm certainly looking forward, if the line continues to improve, then it's very probably a truly awesome tier 10, but I doubt if that'll happen actually, to be honest with you. But I'd expect it to continue to be decent tanks at this point, from this point on. I have no idea, I've never really seen too much play of Polish tanks. Although you do see them out and about. But it's definitely nothing to complain about here so far. Now, I have been taking a few risks. It's not as... The armor is not bad at all, but it's not as bouncy as some tanks. People will be able to put shots through you, so you have to be somewhat careful. And I just haven't been. Now this IS-3 gets a rush of blood to the head and drives into the middle of 3 enemy tanks. I mean, the tracking shot was inevitable. He was lucky he actually wasn't taken out completely. And it completely changes the situation here. As the IS-3 was a pretty formidable opponent. I know he's a problem with gun depression, and he would have a problem. But he wouldn't actually have a problem holding this position. He just needs to stay low and make us come to him. But now that he'd given up the position, you see, the two tanks in front of me were able to bully the guy at the corner. Centennial or whatever they took out. The other tank that they took out. The Centennial now is on his own. And in fairness, he's not getting a lot of support from the T-32. I just managed to get the shot off there. I suppose the T-32 is pinging away the tank destroyer further on. But he's not really holding the position. It's not a tenable position actually. The T-32 should be legging for the rear and put as much distance between the swarm coming across and everybody else. Now here I get a little bit foolish. I don't know exactly what was going through my head. I knew I was detected and I wanted to get out of detection initially because I was starting to get worried about my exposure to artillery. Then I went back into the same location and got proximity detected again by the T-32. I think I didn't realise the first time around that I was proximity detected, but I just kept going because I reckon the T-32 is going to be busy enough. He won't be looking my way when I get around. And the T-32 was attempting to do a circle on the VK. But, you know, I'm here. So it doesn't matter. And he's not fast enough really to do it anyway. So I kept driving again. I started to worry about artillery. There aren't many enemy tanks left, and one of them is at the corner, so I get the chance to come around here and shoot at the corner. And I have the hill between me and enemy artillery, and I'm no longer spotted. So we're driving along, and then the AMX 1375 comes out, and I thought, okay, he could very well circle the VK because it'd be a much faster tank, and I should really be reversing out. And he drove past, so I thought he must have circled past the VK, and he probably was out of ammunition going for a reload. And somebody took him out, so that was the end of him. So there's only the artillery and the ISM left, so I put a round into the ISM, and I'm just kind of moving because, a little bit anyway. Shot was in the air, but the AMX 65T actually managed to get its shot out first, and then the artillery lands on me. Well, I suppose he had only choice of two targets, really. And he picked me. Well, I don't think the shot landed directly on me either. I think it landed nearby. But it didn't take a lot of splash damage to take me out. Whereas, well, you nearly want a direct hit on the engine deck to take out the AMX 65T. They're pretty well armoured tank. So he's coming looking for the artillery. And the artillery is actually down right on the water edge because from the way that shot came in on me, he has to be up on the higher ground. He can't be. If he was up there the hill, he'd probably proximity detected him. And sure enough, there's the artillery. The artillery got its shot off and did a fair bit of damage, but didn't take out the AMX-65T, but he got his shot off as well. So, destroying the artillery. And that's it, game over. So 53 TP, decent tank, worth the pain I think you're going through because it's low tier pain and you get through it pretty quickly. So we did almost 2,000 damage, 1,300 damage assistance. Came number 1 by experience on the tier 8 game because we were top tier. We're actually entirely tier 8. So overall, I think it's a pretty decent tank. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please press like, comment, share. It really helps the channel out. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.